What's going on, everyone? It's the Fantasy Football Almanac, back at it with another best ball draft video. Today, we got the third pick. Third pick ain't too bad, but we do get sniped on both Jonathan Taylor and Christian McCaffrey, meaning we're taking Cooper Kupp here. Cooper Kupp, a guy I like at 3 just a little bit more than Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson could easily have a better season than Cooper Kupp, but I prefer Cooper Kupp here solely due to the fact that he had such a ridiculous season last season. I mean, 1,900 yards, 16 touchdowns. He could have had 0 touchdowns last year and still been the wide receiver 5. That's why I do take him over Justin Jefferson. But if you guys do enjoy these type of videos, these Best Ball Mania 3 videos, make sure to subscribe. Turn that notification bell on. Leave a comment down below. Responding to every single comment. So you guys got any best ball questions, any fantasy football questions that you guys are interested in, please let me know down in the comments below. And like this video. With all that out of the way, we hop in this draft pretty standard so far. The only pick that's out of ADP is the Dalvin Cook pick and my Cooper Kupp pick. Although it does seem like Dalvin Cook may pass Derrick Henry in ADP. Derrick Henry, a guy that has been falling an absolute ton in terms of ADP. I mean, it's actually ridiculous how much he's fallen. I do think he is starting to become a value at this point. I mean, it's Derrick Henry. Guy's an absolute tank. I think the analytics type of community is going a little bit too hard on Derrick Henry here. I'm a little bit concerned as well. And I was fading Derrick Henry when he was going ahead of Austin Eckler and ahead of Stephon Diggs. But now that he's falling to pick 9, sometimes as low as the pick, the 1-2 turn, I mean, I think he's an absolute steal. If you're getting him at pick 12, if you can double him up with Joe Mixon or Saquon Barkley, I mean, any of these guys, I think you're getting an absolute steal here. So that's why I do like Derrick Henry, or I'm starting to grow on him a lot more. I especially like him over these guys like Travis Kelce and Davante Adams. I don't think you're going to be doing too well taking Travis Kelce in the second round, or in the first round rather, and Davante Adams. I mean, Travis Kelce can have an insane season, and everybody's taking him, picks 10 through 15, so you're really not getting an advantage taking him there. I guess it's kind of the same thing with all these guys, but Travis Kelce, I don't see it. I would rather take a guy who could break out. I mean, the advance rates on Travis Kelce are not good. Even last season when he had a pretty good season for Travis Kelce, I mean, the advance rates were not that great, and that's really what you want. Wow, Saquon Barkley still on the board, probably going to come off here at pick 16, I would imagine. Like I was saying, Derrick Henry and Saquon Barkley, I mean, that's an insane pairing. If you can get that, I mean, 2 absolutely phenomenal running backs. Saquon Barkley going under ADP of 15 now, meaning he's going pretty much in the second round. And the only player here I really am yearning for is Alvin Kamara. I mean, obviously, Debo would be awesome, Saquon would be awesome, but realistically, these players are not getting there. So either Alvin Kamara or Mark Andrews here. I really like pairing up Mark Andrews with any of these guys, Cooper Kupp, Jonathan Taylor, Christian McCaffrey. I mean, literally any one of these top 5 guys. I don't know why he is falling so far, but I imagine we probably won't get any of these top 3 here. Even if I were to get Aaron Jones, though, on the board, I probably will still take Mark Andrews. I really like Mark Andrews where he's going right now. It's actually insane how low Mark Andrews is going. Wow, there's a chance we could get Debo Samuel or Alvin Kamara here. I mean, these 3 players, I really am fine with all 3 of them. But all we need is one more reach, and we get a very unique team combination. Like, if you can pair up Debo and Cooper Kupp, or Kamara and Cooper Kupp, I'm fine with that. This is the one exception here. If I get Debo, I mean, I'll gladly take Debo. If this guy takes, Tyreek Hill, Leonard Fournette, Nick Chubb, he does. Wow. So I will go Debo here, and then just pray Mark Andrews makes it back to us, which I don't think he will. I mean, come on, it's Mark Andrews. But this team combination is too much to pass up. But I have seen Mark Andrews fall to this 303 pick, and I mean, if he does, I think it's too easy. No, he doesn't. That's fine though. We do have an absolutely insane wide receiver core. Wide receiver core that's due to regress a tiny bit. Pitts off the board. We're going to be taking Leonard Fournette as our RB1 here. I'm more than fine with it. I like Leonard Fournette. I think Leonard Fournette's a very, very fine RB1. Well, he might not be the strongest RB1. He still is a pretty good RB1. JD electing to go AJ Brown at pick 23. I mean, one of the most talented wide receivers in the entire league. I will admit. I mean, very, very talented guy. I just don't see the path to a ridiculous ceiling in a run-first offense like this with all the competition he has. I mean, it's much more palatable to take their wide receiver 2 and Devonta Smith rounds later. It's much more palatable to take Dallas Goedert in the 10th. I just can't get behind taking a guy like A.J. Brown here. I mean, absolutely phenomenal wide receiver. I just can't get behind it. When he's going next to guys like DJ Moore, T. Higgins, I just think these are guys that are more guaranteed a higher workload. A.J. Brown, very talented. Again, I can't say it enough because I know that fading A.J. Brown could cost me. It's a take that's a little tough because if A.J. Brown does pop off, then I just look like a fool. And he will have insane games. I mean, A.J. Brown will no doubt have 30-point games. But at the same time, I can't see the floor. I really can't. But here, let me know what you guys think of this team. Cooper Kupp, Debo, and Leonard Fournette. I think it's really, really good. We got Darren Waller coming off the board. Pick 37. A little bit high for Darren Waller, considering his ADP is 51. But we will have to be a little wary because Pitts came off the board early. Mark Andrews came off the board about where he should have. Travis Kelce came off the board early. So maybe these tight ends are getting pushed up a bit. I think I can justify taking Kittle here, pick 51, and then double him up with what's his name, Trey Lance, at pick 70 here. Trey Lance might even go earlier, though. I mean, it is possible. But we are drafting next to two very experienced people, so these are people that really, really like Trey Lance. Like they know that Trey Lance has ridiculous upside, so. Wow, we're 5 picks away, and there's players on the board that I did not think would even be here right now. I mean, it does make sense with their ADPs. They should be here. But there are 4 players we really like. So we need a reach or 2. 2 reaches is fine by me. Let's say they take a Herbert. A quarterback off the board here would be absolutely fantastic for us. Allen Robinson coming off the board, a guy I've been growing on a ton, and Hollywood Brown, a guy I've also been really, really high on recently. Now we got Breece Hall and Jerry Jeudy still on the board. It is possible one of them falls. I would love Jerry Jeudy here. It is possible, but I would be fine with either of these guys. We just need one reach. One reach is all we need. Somebody wants to go Herbert, get themselves a quarterback. They can do it. I would prefer Jeudy here, I guess, just because I think our running back situation, I mean, while it's bad, I do kind of prefer the hero RB strategy now. And we do have Debo. We're going to honestly monopolize this 49ers offense. This guy has 3 wide receivers. It is possible he wants to take a little bit of a break here and not go Jeudy, which would be my hope. But this wide receiver core is pretty ridiculous. It's just a nice wide receiver core. Yep, we're taking Jerry Jeudy here. I'm a little bit concerned just because we do have Debo already. So I am a little bit worried about going with Kittle and Trey Lance. So I might just. I mean, honestly, if Herbert's still on the board, we're going Herbert here no matter what. But if not, then we got a decision to make. Deontay Johnson's a guy who's been falling down these boards a little bit, and I guess it does make sense. His path to a ceiling isn't exactly there, but his floor still should be good. This guy went Juju, so I'm assuming he's going to go Mahomes here. That's my guess. But we see. I mean, I want Herbert. Herbert's an absolute monster and can give you those crazy 40-point weeks that you need. He does go Mahomes. I was right. I'll take Herbert here. The last quarterback, I mean, in my opinion, the first quarterback of these 3 in terms of the tier. But we get our guy here, a really, really talented quarterback in Justin Herbert. This team's turning out really, really well. I mean, just in terms of getting the most important position, wide receiver. In these drafts, wide receiver is by far the most important position. You need good wide receivers Because wide receivers make or break your team. Deontay Johnson, wow. We have so many wide receivers still on the board. I mean, this is, what, 6 straight right now. Wide receivers on the board. They'll probably all come off right here. There's a lot of wide receivers. But we do have a really, really good wide receiver core, so we're fine seeing some of these wide receivers come off the board. Maybe end up with a Montgomery. A.J. Dillon I'd be fine with as my running back 2. We do definitely need a good running back 2 here at pick 70. I probably won't elect to go Trey Lance at 70 here. Instead, I'll probably wait on him at 75, just because both these guys do have two quarterbacks here that they probably feel pretty confident about as well. It is entirely possible they do take Trey Lance out from under me, but it is also possible they don't. We do have a lot of these guys coming off the board now. And then at 75, I really, really am fine with taking Lazard, but I'm a little bit concerned. I do think Lazard could very easily come off the board with all these experienced drafters. Kind of sucks, like drafting. Like, I know the guys that I really like at 75 probably won't be there because these guys are going to take them. Because they know how to draft here. We got Rashad Bateman coming off the board. We got Chris Godwin. We got Brandon Cooks. Darnell Mooney, notably, still on the board. Russell Wilson. Well, is this the same dude who drafted Darren Waller? Yes, he did. Interesting plays. Interesting plays. He does go Darnell Mooney, though. We got Jalen Hurts off the board as well. There are still good names on the board here. I mean, whether I end up with Montgomery or Dillon, I don't exactly know. I'm pretty certain I won't end up with either of these players, but I've seen Montgomery fall to pick 70 here, which is really, really interesting. And it is possible some of these guys start reaching on wide receivers a little bit. Montgomery is off the board here. I don't think Dillon's going to make it back to us either. Seeing as there's 2 teams with only 1 running back, I don't think he'll make it back to us. So we will most likely be taking... I don't know. I'm a little bit torn. Might go Lance here. And just have 2 absolutely ridiculous quarterbacks. If Lance is even on the board. He might not be. And then with my next pick, either Lazard or Schultz. Whichever one makes it back to us. That's my thinking on the situation right now. Because then we close out our quarterback position for the entire rest of the draft. We potentially get a decent tight end. And I do think it's possible at pick, 94 and 99. I mean, I could end up with Kareem Hunt here. Potentially like a Clyde. Lazard coming off the board. A little bit painful. I mean, I didn't really see him realistically making it back to us at our next pick. I'm imagining Mitchell will be off the board here. This guy's got 1 back. It's J.K. Dobbins. Devonta Smith. No, I take it back. Okay, we're going to take Trey Lance here. Get our second quarterback. Snatch him away from these guys who probably were both yearning for some Lance action. Wow, this running back core is nice. Jonathan Taylor and Nick Chubb. Did reach a bit on DK. But, I mean, this team is really, really good. I do like it a lot. Gunny Wells, is that his name? I mean, drafting from the 101, it's pretty hard to mess up a team, but it is possible. We got Thielen off the board here. Yeah, I would realistically be really, really happy with Dalton Schultz here. I mean, I guess Elijah Mitchell as well would be nice. But I think here probably the strategy is, since we have 3 insane wide receivers, we're probably going to go late running back. Because we do need to figure out a tight end situation. We will hopefully be getting Schultz here, though. And it is smart to wait, because, I mean, this guy's got Pitts. He reached on Pitts, and this guy's got Mark Andrews. So we knew probably none of them are going to take Schultz here. I mean, I'm imagining Mitchell's off the board. I'm not sure, though. I mean, Mitchell is kind of an interesting pick. Especially considering we do have Trey Lance. We do have Debo. I think it probably is smart to take Elijah Mitchell here. We're going to take Elijah Mitchell. Although, I think the Schultz debate is fair. I think both ways we could have gone is interesting. we might need to run a platoon with 3 tight ends, or we pick up like a Dawson Knox, someone like that. Like, I mean, if I were to double up, I've seen Hawkinson fall a pretty fair amount, so maybe Hawkinson. But now this does give us at least some more stability in our running back room. So now really the only thing we need to fix is tight end. Everything else is pretty good on our team. We just need to fix our tight end. And we do need a flex as well. I mean, we don't have a flex right now, which is a little tough. But, I mean, we don't have to worry about quarterback the rest of the draft. Our wide receivers are insane. We'll be fine. I don't think we're going to be able to get Chase Edmonds here at 94. But, I mean, I would be fine with Kareem Hunt, as I said. Kareem Hunt and James Cook to double up with and get our running backs 3 and 4 feels fine to me. Feels really, really good to me, actually. And then at 118, taking someone like Irv Smith, and then at 123, taking Cole Kmet. I mean, that's a really nice combo. I could even platoon with 3 tight ends here and try and, get some crazy good upside on that. I think that's honestly a really, really fair strategy. I do like that a lot. I mean, I really do hope some of these running backs fall. Those running backs have been falling. I mean, Josh Jacobs pick 81. I personally, I'm staying away from Josh Jacobs now with the news that he most likely will be in a committee. I always thought from the beginning, I thought Las Vegas was going to be running a committee. I was a little timid to draft Josh Jacobs. I really haven't been drafting much Jacobs at all. I think Miles Sanders is also going to be falling down these boards here. I mean, Gainwell is gaining ground, no pun intended. But if you guys, again, do enjoy these videos, please go down, leave a like, leave a comment. I will be answering any and all comments, so any best ball, any fantasy questions, please go down in the comments. I'll give you my 2 cents. You might think I'm right, you might think I'm stupid, but either way, you'll have another opinion, another voice. Leave your teams down below as well if you guys are starting to do your home leagues and everything. Leave your teams, and I'll give your team a nice rating. Let me know, like 12 team, half point PPR, all that jazz. I'll give you a nice rating on your team, let you know what I think of it. Again, it's just my 2 cents, but I'm sure I will like all your teams. You guys are watching the Fantasy Football Almanac here, and also just be sure to subscribe. I mean, it would really mean the world to me. Thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate every single one of you guys watching me. I'm at 16 subscribers now, and that does make me so happy, honestly. I love you guys. We got Kadarius Toney off the board, Chris Olave. Not to get all sentimental. My apologies for that, but somehow Chase Edmonds is still on the board here. Don't see that lasting too much longer. I mean, his ADP is 88, so I see him going around 88. I mean, Gibson will most likely be surpassed by Chase Edmonds here. Chase Edmonds will most likely be passing Sanders as well. I mean, I could even see him going down to an ADP of 80, 81 at a point. See, I could even see him surpassing Josh Jacobs. That's how much I like Chase Edmonds this year. I really hope I can get him. I don't think I will. People like Chase Edmonds. And I imagine a team like this, where they only have 1 running back here, they probably are also eyeing up Chase Edmonds, which is a little bit unfortunate. I want him so bad here. It would also give our running back room so much more stability. I just have so much confidence in Chase Edmonds to be a great running back this year. And if we can get him and then get Kareem Hunt, a guy I also really like, and a guy who could be traded to the 49ers. And if Kareem Hunt's traded to the 49ers, Chase Edmonds is gone off the board here. If Kareem Hunt is traded to the 49ers, I mean, it is entirely possible. Dameon Pierce, wow, okay. It is really possible that, I mean, he could be their lead back. I mean, it would suck because I do have Elijah Mitchell on this team. But if he is traded to the 49ers, I mean, he will be an electric offense. He will be absolutely phenomenal. Definitely, most likely their lead back as well. But, I mean, even if not, he is getting Deshaun Watson back for the second half of the season, which, I mean, is awesome. It's Deshaun Watson. We're going to be taking James Cook here. I will say the one thing on Deshaun Watson, though, I mean, he is going to be falling down these boards a ton. I would take him with my last pick if I were you guys. Where's he at right now? Quarterback 25. He's going to be falling down a fair amount. I mean, he's pretty much undraftable in redraft leagues. Like, you can't justify taking him over quarterbacks that will actually be able to start for you. But once he is on the radar to come back, I mean, like let's say you have quarterbacks with a week 7 and a week 8 bye. If he is on the board, you can pick him up like week 9, week 10, something like that. And I mean, at that point, he would be a value again, because I think it's fine to at least try and pick him up. But the problem is, I don't think you'll be able to pick him up, because I think somebody's gonna pick him up earlier. But yeah, like week 7, week 8, week 9, I think that's about fair. Like, I mean, if you somehow this is probably never gonna happen, but if you're in like a 2 QB format and you get Josh Allen and Justin Herbert, these are guys with a week 7 bye and a week 8 bye. If you can get them week 9, or like if you have Josh Allen and Jared Goff, week 7 and week 6 bye, so week 8 you pick up Deshaun Watson, and then you have a really, really high upside quarterback 3 for your playoffs. I mean, I think it's at worst a smart move. I think it's pretty smart. And then if one of your quarterbacks get injured, I mean, you could always just pick up like a shitty guy. I mean, like Jacoby Brissett in free agency, which sucks, but again, it's a high upside play. Wow, I didn't even realize this. We took 3 running backs in a row here. I didn't even notice that. That's pretty cool. We're going to take Rondell Moore here, potentially. Tolbert's been falling down boards a tiny bit, which is a little surprising. I think maybe the hype's wearing off a bit. Maybe I'll even take a Julio Jones here. I do need to figure out my tight end situation, though. Pretty bad. Where the heck is Irv Smith? Oh, wow, Irv Smith falling a ton. I was going to say, yeah, Kevin O'Connell on track for a week 1 return. I'm very surprised he's falling this far. He's a guy I like a lot. Alec O, or why do I keep doing it? Albert O, a guy who's going to be coming up these boards, and he really has been in a big way here. I think I only own a few shares. I was kind of a little nervous on him because, one, there was so many mouths to feed in that offense. With Tim Patrick, with KJ Hamler, obviously Sutton, Judy. I mean, all these guys are very talented receivers in their own right. And they brought in Greg Dulcich, so I was a bit hesitant. I mean, just so many mouths to feed. But the reports from training camp have been really good. So I think it is at least possible to take him, but I personally still don't really like him that much. We are in a position, I mean, oh, I'm on the clock. I guess Komet came off the board. Komet came off the board pick before us. We're going to take Julio here. A guy I don't really generally take too often, but I don't know, I'm just kind of feeling Julio here. He does fit this absolutely insane wide receiver room. I mean, we got Jerry Jeudy, the 2 J's, and then Julio Jones, the other 2 J's here. I mean, I like this room a lot. And then we'll pick up Jalen Tolbert potentially for a 3rd J. And then, I mean, I would just hope for Irv Smith to fall to us. Double him up with, like, Irv and Freiermuth or something like that, and then take an Njoku later. Because we do have to take 4 tight ends here. Three tight ends here, just being realistic. It just makes sense. I mean, we can't afford not to, really. But I think Tolbert here is a good pickup. Other wide receiver 5, give us a little bit more depth here. I do like this team a lot. Well, that's so rude. They still don't have it a picture for Elijah Mitchell. Usually they just have it for the rookies, but they don't have one for Elijah Mitchell. That's funny. That's a little rude. I should email Underdog or something. Let them know. We do have Trevor Lawrence coming off the board. Does he have any stacks? He does. He's got the Christian Kirk stack here. Pretty interesting draft. Let me know who you guys think has the best team here. I mean, or at least the best 4 picks starting, because I'm sure a lot of people will think differently about this, and I'm sure there's so many different opinions on who everyone thinks has the best pick. It's entirely possible. I mean, it's fantasy football. There's so many different players. And again, be sure to subscribe if you guys do enjoy the content. It really does mean the world to me. It shows that you guys are enjoying it. Shows that you guys like the videos, and it does mean the world to me. I'm trying to make as good fantasy content as I can for you guys, so you guys can absolutely crush your leagues. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. We got Kenneth Gainwell coming off the board. A guy creeping up a lot, honestly. I mean, I'm happy for him. It's good. guy I would definitely much rather draft at his current draft capital than Miles Sanders at his draft capital. I think it's just entirely fair to take Gainwell, because Gainwell's that high upside type of player, like that Dameon Pierce type guy. I mean, Dameon Pierce is soaring up boards now. It's not really hard to see why. I mean, murky running back situations often lead to one person breaking out, and then they dominate. We just look at the James Conner Chase Edmonds situation last season. Although it was because of injury, James Conner turned out to be an absolute steal where he was going. Same thing with Leonard Fournette. I mean, people didn't know if it was Fournette, if it was Ronald Jones, could have been Keyshawn Vaughn in there. You take that risk and you get the right guy, but you're not always going to get the right guy. I mean, sometimes you're going to be wrong. But if you do get that right guy, the upside is absolutely insane. We got Freiermuth coming off the board here. I'm a little bit worried. Oh, Alberto's still on the board. Okay, no, we're fine. I might go Alberto here and Irv Smith, try and double up back-to-back. If they make it back to us, or either one of them makes it back to us. It's entirely possible neither of them do. But if one of them does, I mean, I will gladly take. Jay Good Willie is up here, because we do need to round out this tight end room just a tiny bit. Brian Robinson, where's his ADP at now? 152. I mean, I think Brian Robinson's it was a steal where he was going, but I wasn't really drafting him there because I still did have some confidence. I mean, I still think Antonio Gibson will be like okay, but after that first preseason game, I'm like pretty scared, honestly. I think people were overfading him at first, but then after that preseason game, he's been fumbling all practice. I can't continue to ride a train that's going down to the ground. So Brian Robinson's a good pick there. He's a guy who'll continue to rise up these boards as well. We got Pacheco coming off the board. Mecole. I'm just hoping to secure Alberto at this point. I mean, Alberto, fine pick. If I can get Alberto and Gesicki here, double up and get two tight ends who I at least think have potential to be decent, it's fine by me. It's absolutely fine by me. Because, I mean, the only other thing I need right now is wide receivers. Actually, Dobbs is still on the board. Maybe I'll go Dobbs here. I probably should have went Dobbs. I most definitely should have went Dobbs here. That was kind of a mistake on my part. I think Dobbs will be off the board here without a doubt. That was a mistake. I hope I can get Christian Watson, though. Carter coming off the board. There's absolutely no chance Dobbs makes it back to us, right? I mean, there's no shot. Robinson. James Robinson, a guy that's now going to be ready for week 1. Wow. I mean, KJ Hamler. Okay, we're taking Dobbs. We're taking Dobbs, and we are running. I'm fine with either one of these guys you want to take. But since Dobbs is going higher right now, we're getting him at a 12 pick value. I will gladly take Dobbs here. And the reason why I'm taking Dobbs is because I want somebody in this offense. I mean, I will take as many pieces from the Green Bay Packers offense as I possibly can. Whether it be A.J. Dillon, whether it be Christian Watson, whether it be Allen Lazard. The only player I don't want at their current ADP is Aaron Jones. And it's because I'm a little worried with how much work he's going to be splitting with A.J. Dillon. Like, if I'm taking a guy, like, between Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon, I would rather take the discount player knowing that they have a chance to be absolutely insane. And then what happens if Aaron Jones goes down? I mean, also what happens if A.J. Dillon goes down? Both situations ring true. But either way, I mean, I would rather take the guy at a discount at that point. With the Romeo Dobbs situation, though, it's a little different. I'm just trying to take whoever has a lower, I guess, ADP. I'm trying to take whoever has a higher ADP, like whoever's going higher. I mean, I think it's just smart because Romeo Dobbs is going to continue to trend up. Christian Watson, I mean, I think he'll level out around 150. But I've been saying this since the 120s, the 130s. He's just a guy who's been plummeting down these boards. And it's really just because he hasn't played in the preseason. I mean, there really isn't a legitimate reason for it. I mean, there is. Aaron Rodgers is a very timing-based quarterback. But at that point, I mean, just take Allen Lazard. I think Allen Lazard's an absolute steal. Even where he's going now, I mean, even at where is he? 68. He's a steal. I mean, I think he'll get pushed up into the 60s. To be quite frank, I think he'll get pushed up and be 55 by the start of the season. He's an absolute steal where he's going. I mean, it's actually ridiculous how low Allen Lazard's going. The only wide receiver with chemistry with Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is a very timing-based quarterback. I mean, Allen Lazard is one of the biggest steals, especially on Sleeper. I mean, if you're drafting with your friends, take Allen Lazard in, the 9th round? Take Allen Lazard in the 8th round, something like that, as your wide receiver 4. It's so awesome. You get to have him on your bench to start the season, which is just crazy to me. I mean, absolutely ludicrous. We got Algier, Zamir White coming off the board, Khalil Herbert as well from the running backs here. Christian Watson falling all the way down to pick 153. We're going to try and secure, I mean, if Gesicki falls, I'm fine with that, but it does seem that's the way it's going now. I mean, people are reaching on tight ends early, so now they're falling late, which I'm fine with. I'm very much fine with here. I mean, I could even double up and take Hunter Henry and Gesicki back to back, potentially, and then just hammer these wide receivers for the entire rest of the draft, because we do need it. I mean, Alberto's fine, but he's not insane. I mean, it's possible he does nothing this year. So I think we should probably take, especially with how good our wide receiver core is. I mean, these 3 guys are absolutely insane. Actually, I don't know. I mean, Gesicki off the board. Maybe we only do go 2 tight ends. If Hunter Henry's on the board, I'm fine with that because, I mean, he's a touchdown guy. And he is a different buy, so we're fine with that. And then we just hammer these really, really high upside guys at wide receiver. I think our team's pretty much stacked here, honestly. I really love this roster. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. I think going with Debo here was definitely the pick. I would have loved if Mark Andrews fell. Didn't happen, so now we just need to figure out tight end. But I love this roster. I love this roster so much. Literally, we have like no weaknesses. We have no weaknesses besides tight end. Every other position is a strength. So we're going to take Hunter Henry here. And then I'll see if I can get one of these wide receiver type players. Because I do think there's kind of a tier break here between Hunter Henry and the Gerald Everetts of the world, the David Njoku's. I do like Njoku, though. I think he is kind of primed to have a much bigger role this season in the offense. And then when Watson comes back, I mean, he could be the favorite target to end the season. And that's what matters in these leagues. I mean, you're looking for high upside to end the season, which is why I still am kind of high on Deshaun Watson. Probably higher than consensus. I mean, I'm fine taking like my last pick, my second last pick. Here I'll probably go Van Jeff if Nico Collins is off the board. I mean, I hope at least, yeah, Nico Collins is off the board. Oh my God, well, these guys have 8 wide receivers. Does make sense though. I mean, a lot of these players, they really, really like to go wide receiver heavy. And I think it is fair to go pretty wide receiver heavy, but I think it's also fair to counter the crazy wide receiver heavy strategies and kind of take some other players and see if you can get values elsewhere in that way. Because, I mean, if you're so biased to taking a certain type of player, you'll let other players fall, which is really, really nice. But anyways, I think that's going to do it for the video. We got 3 picks left. I'm going to be taking 3 wide receivers with these last 3 picks. Rounding out our roster with 10 total wide receivers. But I think that's going to be it for the video. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you guys do enjoy the content. Please go down, subscribe, leave a like on this video, and leave a comment. It really does mean the world to me. And without further ado, I hope you guys have a good day, a good night, and a good life.